What's up guys? Welcome back to another vlog. Today I'm out in the middle of a random field because I wanted to make this video quick. I didn't want to make it like too crazy or do any crazy editing with it. I just wanted to update you guys on what I think of my Tesla Model 3 after having it now for 9 months. So I currently have over 25,000 kilometers on this car and I've only had it for 9 months. So I've been driving it a lot. And I think that there's a lot that I want to talk about and just tell you guys about, especially for those of you that are looking to buy an electric car and specifically the Model 3. So if you guys watch the video of me going and picking up the car, and you've watched the other videos of me driving it in the snow, and the other videos of me putting the mats in it and all those other Tesla videos, you guys would know that I haven't actually done a lot of upgrades to the car. I haven't actually done any upgrades to the car, so everything has been stock for the last 9 months, and I thought I would just kind of tell you guys about some of the money that I've had to put into the car, and just talk about like just some of the features that I'm really liking and some reasons why I think this car is amazing. So yeah, the first thing that I wanted to just kind of talk to you guys about is the wear and tear on the car. Over the last 9 months, I haven't had to put any money into wear and tear. The only thing that I've had to put money into is the washer fluid that I put into the front of the car. So on like in the front, there's a little hole and you just fill that up every once in a while, and then you have window washer fluid. Other than that, my brakes, my tires, my stereo, all the electronics, everything inside my car, the leather, everything has been super good and has held up amazingly. So I haven't had to go into Tesla and complain about anything or do anything at service. So it's been really good. Wear and tear, there's nothing that I really have to complain about. Now when it comes to charging, charging has been another thing that I've been super impressed with. The reason why I'm impressed with it is because it is very cheap to charge your car, especially if you're charging it like once a day, or if you don't drive that much and it's like every 6 days. It costs $10 to get a full charge on this car. Now, because I make these YouTube videos and a lot of you guys see them and you guys get inspired to buy the Teslas, I have a referral code that you guys have used, and I get messages from you guys like telling me all the time that you guys are waiting for your cars. So because I refer you to get the car, you also get 1,500 free supercharging kilometers, but I get that as well. So I actually haven't had to pay for supercharging the entire time that I've had this car. So if you guys remember, I talked about kind of the car that I had before this one. I had a Jeep Wrangler that was lifted. It had big tires on it. It was kind of the whole package when it came to like a 4x4 truck. And I was spending around $600 to $650 on gas a month. So going from that into an electric car and now spending $0 and I have 25,000 kilometers on the car has been a total game changer for me. I've just noticed that going electric was definitely something that I highly recommend doing to any of you guys that are watching this video. With the Teslas, one thing that I really like, this is kind of the next point I wanted to talk to you guys about, is the updates on it. I think that it's really cool, and I've driven a lot of electric cars out there, that there's just a bunch of updates that are always coming out to improve the autopilot, to improve the features in the car. So when I bought my car, it didn't have the feature where text messages would pop up on the screen, and there was a bunch of things where when you would use the voice command in the car, there was a lot of things that it didn't really make sense to have voice command in the car when I first got it, but now they've upgraded it and you can do basically everything with voice command. So now when you're sitting in the car, you can do voice command and say things like, "Give me directions to the closest Walmart." And then it'll bring up all of the different Walmarts that are in your area. Another voice command would be, set the temperature to 25 degrees. And you guys can see that it changes the temperature. So you can also do like your heated seats. Put my heated seat on to number 2. And then heated seat is now under number 2. So these are all features that like when I bought the car, were not in it and they've like updated it. Now, because I don't have the full self-driving in my car, one thing that I've noticed that is really cool that is kind of making me want to get the full self-driving is the way that the car can now detect stop signs and street lights. One thing that I should also mention is having this car for the last 9 months, one huge question that people always ask is the range long enough? Do you ever get stuck where you like can't find a charger? And so the answer to both of those is yes, the range is long enough. I never feel like I'm like going on a trip where I don't have enough range to get to the next supercharger. If that was an issue, then I would definitely get a car that has longer range, but I've never had that issue, and this is the base model, so it's not something to really worry about. Another thing is that with the chargers now, I feel like because there's so many people buying Teslas, there's so many superchargers that are being put up all over the place and like new ones that are coming out. So I think that I've probably done about 4 or 5 updates since getting the car. And on one of the last updates, I think it was, they had all of the changing of the voice commands and the messages, and then they also updated like there's more games and stuff like that. Now, one thing that I also think is pretty cool if you like this, but they now give you the option to have a satellite mode when you're in on your maps, which I think that this is kind of a cool feature. I don't use it a ton, but I just think that it's nice that they give you the option to have this. Now, also another thing is it now does traffic. So if you look at this map, you guys can see, let me switch it back. If I go to an area that should be congested, kind of like this, and then I push the traffic button, you guys can see like all of these orange lines and red lines and everything. Those are all now traffic updates that the car can give you. That wasn't on my car before. I think that's super cool. And then also another really cool feature is, if I can find it, there is a mode in here called Joe mode. Okay, so there's this new mode called Joe mode, which I don't know if you guys have heard of this before, but there was this dude on Twitter, and he basically was complaining that the noises or like the chimes in the car were waking his kids up when they were sleeping. So now you can put it on Joe mode, which I have it on, and it makes the chimes and stuff a lot less loud. So I think that that's really cool. They're like doing little things like that to kind of accommodate for people and their suggestions when it comes to the car. I don't know if there's many other car manufacturers out there that can do stuff like that. Like if a guy complains on Twitter, it's not like the car manufacturers are going to change something that's like a huge deal in the car. So that's pretty cool that Tesla does that. Like, those are a lot of positives about the car. I'm gonna give you guys just one thing that I don't really like about the car, which I wish they would maybe put a little bit more effort into when they do build these, but the paint job on the car is kind of crappy. Like, the car looks good, and I always go and get it washed, and I never go and get it like brush washed or anything. I always do like touchless, and then I also like will wipe it down and stuff. So my paint looks okay right now, but I've had like rock chips hit it, and this paint is super thin. So like if anything hits it, this car, the whole front of it would be smashed if you were like going and doing a road trip or something and rocks were like hitting it. So one thing that I would really suggest doing is if you are buying a Model 3 or any Tesla, I would get just whatever stock color comes with the car. And then I would get a wrap job on it. I know that wraps can be kind of expensive, but I mean, if you're wanting to protect your paint, this paint is not really that good, so it's gonna chip and it's gonna look pretty like crappy after a while. So I would suggest getting it wrapped. I haven't done that yet to my car, but I probably will do it because I'm starting to notice now that there are some chips and some stuff that I don't like on it. So one more thing is the frunk. I've probably used that like little area in the front of my car maybe twice. Now the reason that I've only used it twice in the last 9 months of owning my car is because it is such a hassle to open it. If you have that little like key fob thing that you can get on Tesla's website, which costs like $200 or $150 or something, which I think is like kind of overpriced, then you can just like push the front of it and the frunk will open. But if you're going to a grocery store or if you're wanting to put anything in the front of this car, you have to go on your app, and then you have to go to controls, and then you have to go and open the front, and it just like, it takes a while, and it's a lot easier to just go to the back of the car where there's a button. So I wish that this car had a button somewhere that you could push that the front would open. So I've only used it twice, but I mean, it still is extra storage if you really need it, but I haven't really used it in the past like 9 months. So another really good question that people ask me because they know that I've had this car for a while now is, have I lost any battery percentage or any kilometers on the car because now the car has been running and I drive it every day? Do you notice like the battery doesn't charge fully, or is there any problems with the battery? I've noticed that ever since getting the car, I think the first time that I brought it home and I charged it, I got around 332 kilometers. And that was like, if you go here and you set your limit, like if you put it right to the end of trip, like that's what my battery usually charges to every single night. Now, when this fully charged, when I got the car, this line, like when it would say up here, 332. Now, when I fully charge my car now, and my car has 26,000 kilometers, when I fully charge it, it says that it has 324. So I don't know if that is because of the temperature outside. I don't know if that's because I drive it every day and I've driven it so much in the last 9 months. But I think that I've seen a little bit of the battery going down. Now, it's not that much where it like really affects me and I'm gonna go complain about it. I was kind of expecting that. And I mean, if you're just doing like 50 kilometers a day or whatever, it's not really gonna affect you. But that's one thing that I've kind of noticed. People ask questions about it every once in a while, and I have seen a little bit of that. Now, one more thing that I wanted to show you guys, since I made a video on this, was when I bought my car, it didn't come with mats. I don't know if that's still a thing that Tesla does, but if you get the base Model 3, I don't know if it comes with mats or not, but mine didn't. So I had to go on Amazon and find mats. If you guys want to see the video that I put up about the mats that I got, you guys, I'll put it on the screen right here. But I just wanted to show you guys, like, these are the mats after 9 months. This is in the back seat. Now, I know, like, I have a dog and stuff, so there's a little bit of hair on here. But these mats in the back look like they're brand new. Now, if we go to the front, now I know this is like, I need to vacuum this, but this mat was $80 for 4 mats. So I didn't spend a ton of money, and these mats have held up super good. Like, there's no wear and tear on them really. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of update you guys on that, because it is one of those things where you can spend like $300 on mats, or you can go on Amazon and spend $80 and save yourself some money. So if you guys want to check the same mats out that I got, then you guys can click the link in the description. But yeah, that is my kind of review of this car after owning it for 9 months. There's nothing that I can really complain about on this car. I've absolutely loved it so much. If you're thinking of getting an electric car, get a Tesla. I have driven a ton of cars, and I have to say that the Tesla is my favorite. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If it did help you out and you guys do want to get one, or if this helped you in your decision of maybe choosing to get a Tesla, then you guys can use my referral code that's in the description. You guys don't have to use it, and if you guys don't, that's totally fine. But if you guys do, you will get 1,500 free supercharging kilometers when you get your car, which is super nice, and having free supercharging is always great to have. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you guys want to check out the mats as well, I will have them in the description. But with that being said, I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.